You are welcome back to my channel. Tinubu finally declared war against terrorists, against bandits in Nigeria. I will highlight what is shortly, a situation where the man Tinubu have gone ahead to acquire attack helicopters, to give our air force the capacity to go for air interjections to take out bandits, to give our air force the capacity to defend our airspace. I must say it's a welcome development because these attack helicopters will in no doubt give the bandits sleepless nights. I want to say that there will be a shock wave in their various enclaves now. As you watch shortly, I want you to drop your comment, let us know your reaction. But personally, I want to say that I'm of the view that Nigerian government needs to acquire monopoly of currency power to support the bandits out of their hiding places, set them running and bring them to justice. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's a legitimate thing to neutralize bandits. It's a legitimate thing to arrest them, prosecute them, to act as deterrent to others. That is why I was particularly happy when we saw the arrest and prosecution of those Ansar terror leaders. And of course, when we saw the move of government before now to acquire about 49 fighter jets, I only saw it as a welcome development. Even the move to acquire about 24 fighter jets from Italy, personally, I only saw it as a welcome development. But before I go further, let me allow you to watch that video. As you watch, drop your comment, let us know your thoughts. We shall come back to further this conversation.
The Nigerian Air Force has significantly enhanced its rotary wing combat power as part of a broader modernization effort. Faced with persistent internal security challenges, ranging from insurgency in the northeast to armed banditry in other regions, the Nigerian Air Force has invested in a diversified helicopter fleet capable of precision strike, close air support, armed reconnaissance, and rapid troop deployment. Central to this transformation are advanced attack helicopters sourced from multiple international powers. These attack helicopters form the backbone of Nigerian air power. Coming up at number 1 is the Bell AH-1Z Viper. The AH-1Z Viper represents Nigeria's most modern and potent attack helicopter commitment. The AH-1Z helicopter is equipped with a formidable weapon suite. It features 3 barrels M197 20mm Gatling gun, advanced precision-guided weapon support, unguided rocket pods, and compatibility with AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. The aircraft also integrates the target sight systems, a multispectral sensor for day and night targeting, and a helmet-mounted display and aiming system, allowing pilots to designate targets simply by looking at them. Powered by twin GE T700 engines, the Viper offers both performance and redundancy. The AH-1Z is optimized for precision strike, close air support, and anti-armored mission, with an emphasis on high survivability, maneuverability, and advanced targeting. Its advanced avionics, night vision capabilities, and robust firepower makes it a key asset for high-intensity counter-insurgency operations and for guiding against both soft and hardened targets. Nigeria has placed an order for 12 of these aircraft. The deal also covers related support, spare parts, engines, night vision systems, targeting systems, and precision-guided munitions. According to the US documentation, the total cost was estimated around $997 million, including the aircraft and associated equipment.
You are welcome back. I want to say personally that this is a welcome development because I've been on the view that as a country, we cannot continue negotiating with terrorists. We cannot continue hobnobbing with terrorists because it's exposing Nigerian sovereign state as a weak state. Because each time you negotiate and give them money in terms of ransom, you are giving them, they are building their own capacity. As far as I'm concerned, the only circumstance upon which money could be given to terrorists in terms of negotiation has to be when, for instance, the Dapchi girls are in captivity, or the time of Chibok girls, or what we have currently a situation where those Kebbi school girls are in captivity, or the one that happened in Niger State. That is the only circumstance that is justifiable to give terrorists money. Perhaps going for the rescue will endanger the life of those students. It is advisable that if it demands for ransom for them to get them out of captivity, it is advisable. But not a situation where nobody is in captivity and you are asking for amnesty negotiation with bandits. I must say it's a misnomer. Because personally, I've taken note of all the position of Chiegumi, who have consistently maintained that Nigerian government should negotiate with bandits. He haven't gone ahead to say that Nigeria is fighting a tribal war. So it's worrisome a situation where the man Shegumi will be talking about that Nigeria is fighting a tribal war. The federal government ought to remain neutral and allow Fulani to fight with other tribes. You begin to wonder, begin to ask, where is that tribal war? A situation where most of these Fulanis have been proven that they come from different parts of the world, particularly African countries like Libya, Burkina Faso, Mali. That's the same people you are saying Nigerian government should go and negotiate with. And of course, in the time of Buhari, while he was alive, when he had an encounter with Donald Trump, in the first time of Donald Trump as the president of the United States of America, Buhari made it very clear that most of the bandits are those who left Libya after the fall of Gaddafi. And that the only training they have is how to shoot gun. And you have a situation where someone like Shegumi is saying, give them amnesty, negotiate with them. You begin to wonder, begin to ask, will you be negotiating with people who are alien to Nigeria, foreigners, on what basis? As far as I'm concerned, the best option for federal government is what we are witnessing now, acquiring monopoly of currency power to smuggle them out of their hiding places, set them running, and bring them to justice. I want to say that the picture we saw the other time that went on the internet speak volume of what is happening in Nigeria. A situation where in what looks like people or bandits coming for peace deal, you can clearly see an individual who was combined, who from the hair, from the face is not a Nigerian. So it then go to show that these people are already bringing people who they will install as emirs in the society if they eventually succeed in carving space for themselves. God forbid anyway that they succeed in doing that, God forbid. But the question is, these people deserve to be treated like criminals because that is who they are. It doesn't matter the opinion of Shegumi, who currently say that they should not see them as criminals or address them as criminals. As far as I'm concerned, we must address them by their name. And let me say that the northern part of the country must wake up and support every genuine effort of federal government to deal with this issue. That is why I'm saying that every state that is heavily ravaged by this insecurity occasioned by Fulani Militias must, as a matter of urgency and necessity, rise and key into federal government forest guard initiative. As far as I'm concerned, it is a very sure way of giving the governors the capacity to take charge. We understand that the governors have often argued that they are not in charge of the security architecture in their respective states. I understand why anyway, because we understand that the governor do not command the commissioner of police in a state, do not command the director of DSS in a state, the GOC, the army GOC in a state is not under his command and control, and every other security head. However, this forest guard initiative has come to give them that leverage to command the security architecture in their respective states, because the president, the federal government have made it abundantly clear that they should be the one that will recruit personnel, where they say go ahead and engage between 2,000 and 5,000 personnel depending on their capacity to pay. And I want to say that capacity to pay is not an issue currently. Hence, the state governors before now have alluded to the fact that they now get more money as a result of subsidy of policy of federal government of subsidy removal of gasoline and unification of FS at the official window. Hence, money is not a challenge as we speak. I want to say that they should move ahead to start engaging those forest guards, who, of course, as we understand, we have the intelligence that needed to address all of this. Because as far as I'm concerned, all crime is local, that has been established. And if all crime is local, the intelligence to address it rests with the local. That is why I'm encouraging states like Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Plateau, Taraba, Kwara, to, with a speed of light, key into this forest guard initiative of federal government, so that we can see an end to this issue of banditry. As far as I'm concerned, it's an evil wind that blows no one any good. Even if you are saying it's no longer happening, it's not yet happening in your state, and as such, that it does not concern you. I must say that it is a matter of time. If it's not handled, if it's not treated, I want to say that it will definitely go round. That is why, as urgently as possible, as quickly as possible, as a country, as a people, we must synergize with federal government to see that we address this issue as quickly as possible. Because these are people who have no value for human life. Looking at their modus operandi. I was talking about Tony Bello, who the other time it was reported his gang or his terrorist group adopted about 50-something persons and they asked for 1 million ransom on each and every one of them. And he told out that those who could not provide a ransom were disallowed one after the other. I must say that it's unacceptable that the Nigerian sovereign state cannot submit to banditry. That is why I'm particularly worried and I disagree with the proponents of negotiation, because some videos we often see depicting bandits coming to communities in Zamfara and Katsina in what looks like negotiation is unacceptable. It's unacceptable because it exposes Nigeria as a weak sovereign state. The best option is what we are currently seeing. The federal government is willing and ready to move ahead to acquire monopoly of currency power, to smooth them out of the hiding places, set them running, and bring them to justice. I must say that it's a legitimate thing to keep bandits. It's a legitimate thing to arrest them, prosecute them, to act as deterrent to others. Whichever one comes first, I must say that it's a welcome development. That's why personally I was happy when we saw the arrest of those Ansarut terrorist members who are currently having their day in court. Of course, for me, it's a welcome development, and we encourage federal government through the armed forces to do more. Because whether I like it or not, it behoves on the federal government. It behoves on the president to protect lives and properties of Nigerians. Equally behoves on the governors in their respective capacities to protect lives and properties of Nigerians within their respective states. The same is applicable to the local government chairman, because Section 14, Subsection 2B of 1999 Constitution as amended is very clear that the welfare of the people and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. More so, as the president, the governors, the local government chairmen have in their respective capacities sworn to an oath to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians. And I want to say that this they must do without excuse. However, Nigerians, whatever they can do, should collaborate, synergize with government to achieve this. But I want to say that when it comes to the issue of fighting insecurity, it calls for a symbiotic relationship. It calls for synergy between the federal, state, and local government, and even the locals, including the traditional rulers who, of course, we understand have moral authority over the people. So it is even on this note, I'm saying that personally, I welcome the idea of federal government accepting to strategically partner with the American government to see an end to this. We understand that as we speak, there's a high power delegation of Nigerian government currently engaging American government to see how they could partner with American government to see an end to this. A welcome development, I must say, because as far as I'm concerned, I welcome every genuine idea from the government to address this issue of insecurity. And I want to believe that every patriotic Nigerian will work on this idea. Because I want to say that personally, I'm happy that we are currently seeing Northerners who are currently coming to terms with the reality on ground. Especially where we are seeing a Northerner who came out clearly to emphasize that the Fulanis are the center of this crisis we currently witness. And that the federal government should allow America to come and intervene. Because for what I understand, as at the last count, the American government never said they were coming to fight Nigerian government. The only people they said they were coming to deal with is Islamic terrorists. And when I talk of Islamic terrorists, it's the same people we know as Boko Haram, ISWAP, and some terrorist group. Or if you want to go by, mention their names, people like, of course, Tony Bello, Ada Aleru and co. These are the people that will be worried if America eventually comes. These are people that will be apprehensive for when America said they were coming. I must say very thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media, and I'm Mr. Martin.